Welcome back. We're here at Ledyard National Bank and Ledyard Financial Advisors on their Maple Street office in Hanover, New Hampshire. Joining me now is Jason Achmoody, and he's here to tell us all about commercial relationships here at the bank. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. You've had quite a career with Ledyard. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's been a great experience. I'm in my 15th year of banking and in my 12th year at Ledyard National Bank. And so I started in banking as a float teller and spent some time in the credit department at a regional bank, and also was an assistant manager for a short time, and then came over to Ledyard and managed the Lyme office, and then went into the West Lebanon office to manage that for a while. But you know, my passion has really been, in my experience, is just working with business owners and allowing them, you know, helping them to develop, you know, develop those relationships and to deepen those relationships and help them to accomplish their goals and to have success in their businesses.
Our area runs on small businesses, doesn't it? What do we do?
Absolutely.
We really have a very rich history of small businesses here. And part of what you do, I was so fascinated to read this getting ready for this interview, is you help businesses transition from one generation to the next, and you have a special certification for that. Let me read it. Certified Exit Planning Advisor. So tell us a little bit about what that is.
Sure. The bank sent me to Chicago a little while back to become a Certified Exit Planning Advisor, and that's a program that's hosted by the Exit Planning Institute. And really, we just were recognizing that a lot of our clients and a lot of our owners were approaching the exit and transition of their business. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of complexity in a business. And so I went to the program, and I found it very, very, you know, beneficial. And we wanted just to be able to offer that deeper level of advice to our clients, I think. So
yeah. And what type of advice would you give them?
Yeah, the program's sort of centered around, it's illustrated with a three-legged stool a little bit, and the three primary functions that are pretty important in an exit plan are the owner's business, the owner's finances, and then the owner's legacy. Okay. And the idea is that really if any of those aren't adequately addressed in an exit plan, then, you know, it diminishes the chances of that being a successful or a smooth transition.
The stool tips over.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. So what kind of advice would you give some of our viewers maybe that are looking at transitioning?
Sure. The probably the most important advice that I would give to a business owner is to start early. According to the Exit Planning Institute, 76% of business owners are baby boomers or are looking to transition in the next 5 to 10 years. And yet only about half of those have formalized a written exit plan. Oh, wow. And so if you add to that, historically, only about 30% of family-owned businesses successfully transition to the second generation.
That's not very many.
So yeah, it's just sobering statistics. And the thing that I liked about the Exit Planning Institute is really their mission, a big part of their mission is to change the outcome. And that's part of my goal as a commercial lender and relationship manager as well. So the first thing is to start early. One of the other takeaways was it's really important that an owner understand the significance of their role in the business. And that sounds self-explanatory, but what I mean by that is a business is unlike a stock investment, or it's unlike real estate, or really any other investment. And the owner's role in the business is directly tied what they do to the value of the business. Right. And so it's important that they learn, that they put in systems in place and are able to let go of things and put in systems and people so that business will be successful after they have.
Without them being there.
That's right, with them, which, as you can imagine, that's not an easy thing. These are entrepreneurs, very driven, you know, oftentimes very successful people, but this is something that's new. So it's fun to help them to walk through that process, I think.
Yeah,
so,
great.
And the legacy is another important component. It's one of the three legs, and arguably it's probably one of the weakest points actually that business owners I think are challenged with, because they're so looking at the business and focused on the business and the success of that. Sometimes the personal development and management of their personal lives can take a second seat. So I think that's a really significant thing, that to help them to understand, what does my life look like, or what do I want it to look like post the sale of my business or the transition of the business. And that may or may not have continued involvement with the business as well. So
it's a lot to wrap your head around, which is why coming to a professional like you is great. And you've got relationships with attorneys and CPAs and all those people, and you can bring all the experts in. But I think the best place to start is with you. If I were selling my business, that's what I would do. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm passionate about, and I enjoy sort of providing. We have, as a banker, as a commercial relationship manager, we obviously have a role in potentially financing a seller, but also a buyer, but also advising an owner. So we are able to see transaction happens from inceptions, and sometimes it could be 2 or 3 years down the road to sometimes it's a much shorter time frame. But you're absolutely right. It really is the Exit Planning Institute, and for Ledyard, it's a collaborative approach. We do have good expertise as financial advisors or commercial lenders or other roles, but it's important that an owner, I really recommend they have good relationships with a CPA that obviously understands their business, but also understands the intricacies of that transition. Similarly, for an attorney that understands, well understands business, but also the exit planning process. Those are critical aspects of really walking through with an owner and helping them to get across the line of successful transition. Great.
Well, good. Well, good place to start is with you. As I mentioned, we've got your information up on the screen. Thanks for some terrific information today.
Great. Thank you.
Take care,
My
Jason.
pleasure.